Hi everyone, my name is Brendan. I'm the Director of Sales and Education here at AO Med. Today we're doing our second segment of Meet Our Partners with AO Med, and today we have Jean joining us. Jean, tell us where you're joining us from and a little bit about what you do and the name of your business and all that stuff.
Hi, Brenda. I'm so happy to be with you guys at AO Med. I love you. I'm from Austin, Texas, just enduring this heat right now. So I've been in practice now for 23 years.
That's
So
wonderful.
yes, lots of changes, lots of great things, lots of developments, yeah, as you know, in the world of aesthetics this day and age. So but I really, really love it. I love helping people and all that good stuff. So anyway,
Okay, so what is the name of your business?
the name of my business is JA Skin Therapy. So I do facials. I also do body. I do a lot of Reiki. I do crystal healing. So I do Eastern, Western holistic care as well. But and then I also have my machines, which I love, of course, of my microcurrent, radio frequency, and then I have microneedling with radio frequency, which is what I got from you guys. One of the machines I've gotten from AO Med, and oh my God, it has been a dream come true. It's people love it. I always get phone calls. When can we do it again? Because as you know, we have to numb them, and then they're like, no, it's gonna hurt. And then a couple of days later, they're like, when can we do this again? So it's been amazing, amazing. And then the products alone, girl, you have opened up a new world to me because I try to tell people to there's other alternatives to Botox and fillers if you don't want to go in that line. So I have a lot of people that are true believers in the AO Med product now, especially with the gold serum and the pads and the snail and the caviar. How can you not love all of that?
Yeah, it really, I can say before I started working with AO Med and where I was in account, my face changed like immediately. Really,
Yeah.
really responded to it. And so I just felt like over the years it just keeps getting better and better. I'm excited that we no more launch a product and we're back to the drawing board trying to figure out how to make it even better. And I love that we're able to bring the latest and greatest to you all. And it thrills me when you guys are in love with it and you pass that excitement on to your clients because you know there's not like anything out there.
Nothing.
Like what we provide. There's a lot of really good Korean companies out there, but I knew from the beginning, again, before I even started working with them, that this was something different. It really
Right.
was something different. We're not going to bring something in that's going to be a novelty. It's always going to be results driven. And I like that because we work with different brands that we can, those brands are going to be bringing new stuff. So it's constantly, it's a fast moving thing. But anyway.
And it's amazing for cocktailing to use
Yes.
different. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes, absolutely. Now, what do you, since we're kind of talking, you had mentioned your UR system, which is the microneedling radio frequency. And then I mention cocktails all the time. What serum do you do with your UR system?
Well, I like the growth factor serums, the growth factor serums, but I also love the paleo serum. It lifts, and oh my God, with the URL, it's like a lot of them feel they got a facelift, and it's like you did.
Yeah.
Naturally. So,
Those paleo growth factors is really not, did I share with you how that kind of came about? So years ago, before we came out with the paleo growth factors, practitioners were trying to microneedle the ampule that comes with the hydrogen mask, the actual facial filler treatment. And it was never designed to be microneedled. It was never meant to to be microneedled because the molecule size is bigger and the vehicle is actually that encapsulated hydrogen mask. And so a few years ago, our labs perfected that pilar growth factors, and just it alone, if you're doing it topically, has transdermal technology. So you can retail those to your client and they can do it in their skincare regimen.
Absolutely, they sure can. So I
And
have I have retailed a few of them, and of course, and especially for my travelers, because a lot of times this day and age has changed since the pandemic. Not everybody can get in here on a regular basis. So I love to offer them, do these, take this, and you're going to notice that your face is just beautiful. Your skin, it stays until you see me again. And they're loving that schedule because it's not, we're time restricted now. And when a product can do this for you, when you don't have to see somebody all the time, and especially the people that have work and have kids. So that's the one thing I love about this product, not to mention the equipment and the handhelds that we get to sell. So I'm getting to offer that now. So, I mean, it's all coming together. So, and
it's very, very, I love to hear that. Now, I know because we chat on a regular basis or somewhat regular basis, not as often as what we would like, but we do catch up. And I kind of know where some of your goals, but I want you to tell some people kind of like, one, what made you want to be an esthetician? And then kind of where you see yourself going or what your goals are, because I think it's really important. We just talking about this a few minutes before we started recording, that we have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to step out of our comfort zone and do something different, because if not, we're not really bringing our best to our clients.
absolutely. I mean, it's constant. It's I was an educator for 10 years, and I was also in the medical industry for 10 years with doctors. So it's constant change. So you constantly have to keep up with it. Just because you're not doing the medical side doesn't mean you don't need to know what's happening out there. And so education is huge for me. And AO Med offers a huge variety of education, especially with the equipment, the products. I mean, immediately when I signed on with you guys, which has been almost 3 years now, my life has completely changed. The education, the knowledge. One thing I will tell you, one of my targets, one of my taglines is I target inflammation, because inflammation is the start of any dis-ease.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the gold ampules, all of that, everything is just beautiful how it comes together, because as we know, gold helps with inflammation.
Mhm.
So I just completely love the way that makes people feel, especially when I do it either with the radio frequency. Oh my God, it's just fantastic. So, and a lot of times if people are having underlying like allergies, or it also helps with that. Anytime you're relaxing or taking stress off, and that's another thing I tell people, this is a stress-free zone, at least for the next hour. And they accept that. And a lot of times I make sure that we have time scheduled in there so we can talk for at least 10 to 15 minutes as you walk in the door, because you can we can do a facial, but I need to know what's happening within as well. So
Yeah.
I can target those areas as well. Because a lot of times it may not be a facial you need. It may be something with your body. And a lot of times people have issues that they need to have their lymphatic drained. And again, the RF system, the radio frequency system, oh my God. Again, another piece of equipment that you turned me on to, the Mag Polar.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful machine, especially for lymphatic drainage, lifting, tightening. Need I say more? It is the Bentley, I feel like, of all the machines that I have in here, because you can incorporate it with everything and you can't lose. And plus it's great for the body, like I said, to detox.
Well, yeah, and that's, so let's kind of talk about that. So a lot of people may not know what the mag polar is. So how do you do it? Um, whenever I'm talking to someone about the mag polar, it's always going to be estheticians or people in the industry typically. But there's so many, it helps with inflammation. It helps with um, pain management. I mean, come on, if we're
And
not
it's,
talking about pain management with the Magpolar, we're really
thank you for saying
doing,
that, because a lot of times on their back.
yeah.
I will just rub it on their back, do it on their back, and they're amazed at the relief. And then they just sleep so well that night as well. I get a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people saying thank you because I slept so well because I didn't have that pain. And so it really is gratifying. So I also have a couple of ladies that do have lymphedema. So I do drain as well, and it's been fantastic with that. So, like I said, a lot of medical side comes in with the holistic. So the training and all of that comes together, and then the training from the medical side I've had, and then the training from you guys, it's just a beautiful fit. So I didn't, so it all comes together, and then just retraining the body that it can heal itself naturally. Just give it a minute. We're so quick about things, but it's a beautiful sensation when your body just starts healing and moving on its own.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're not, and for anybody that sees this video and they're like, oh my gosh, Brenda's so anti-medicine. Yeah, I kind of really, really am. I feel like, and unless you are in a trauma situation and you need to get that pain under control ASAP, let your body heal itself if at all possible, because it's really, the drugs are designed to make us think that it's helping, and it's really not. It's a band-aid.
And we just have to remember it's memory. You have a memory, and muscles have memories. It's
Yep.
just, then you just got to give it a minute, and there's going to be some work, but anything worthwhile, which is your health, is worth the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What
exactly.
I'm doing most of the work for you.
Yeah. So, okay, so I tend to jump all over the place, and I want to try not to do that
Okay.
today. I'm going to really try. So we know what kind of got you started in the industry, how you can combine the holistic and medical side of things, and how you're really treating the whole person. You're just not going in there and doing the service. You are figuring out what's going on in your client's life so you can better serve them. And that's beautiful, because they may have an idea on what they think they need. You may have thought, okay, well, this is going to be the game plan going in. And after talking to them, you're like, whoop, okay, we're going to totally shift gears because this needs to happen before this needs to happen. And
Absolutely. So how it came to be for me with the whole, when I was 10 years old, I had Bell's palsy, which is paralysis of one side of the face. So that's traumatic for a 10-year-old to
yeah,
go through. So thank God it's a virus that stays in your system. You never get rid of it. So I've always had to deal with that. So so really aesthetics chose me. I've always been doing something to treat myself. I was a dermatologist from a young age. I was always researching or looking, and so trying to take care of people, as far as I was always on their faces like a little monkey, and so it chose me. So I I've always been interested in it, but life happened, and so then I started having issues with my skin, and I met an esthetician, oh my God, who just saved my life. She was beautiful both in and out. And she taught me certain things that are not only about skincare, but it's also care within. It all has to be combined.
yeah,
So that's how it came to be. So I started in the practice, like I said, not until I was in my early 30s. I was 30 actually when I started. So it's just kind of come together. And I like that I waited to do it more mature because you value it.
yeah.
You do, you love it, and you do have a different aspect of it. So that's how it came to be. And then I was an educator, like I said, and worked in the medical. And then I started my own practice. And then I got celiac. I was diagnosed with celiac, and woo, the whole world stopped, because it was really, I was like, how am I supposed to do anything? Everything has to be gluten free, this and that. So I really had to research products and all that. And that's where the holistic came into be as well. So for me, I know exactly what inflammation can do.
Yeah.
So it's very painful. Celiac can be very painful. I get blisters, hives all over, and it's just an
Wow.
inflammation through my body. And so that's how I started researching on inflammation and all of that. And lifestyle does make a difference. So I try to train and coach and all that as well. So, I try to help with the whole package, because it's just not a one size fits all for everybody.
No, it's not. And I think, well, I don't think, I know you do a beautiful job on talking to your clients on, like, you know what? It's great you come in here and do a service with me, because it's needed. It's needed for the downtime, the de-stressing and all of that. But you partner with them on saying, you know what you do at home, what you're putting inside your body is just as important as coming for the treatments. In fact, I would probably say it's probably more important, because
Exactly.
you can do all your magic in the treatment room, but they could go home and be using lava soap on their face.
It's so funny that you're saying that, because I had a similar thing that happened. And I get a picture sent to me like a week later after she came in for a treatment. I go, what happened in between well, she didn't wear sunscreen. She didn't, and we're in Texas, girl. We're in Austin, so it's 104 degrees. So she just went out and did a walk, and she's like, "Why am I so dry? Why is my face raw?" And I go, "Sunscreen." Let's start.
Well, okay. So since we're talking about sunscreen, um, I'm here in Colorado, and we're a lot closer to the sun, and most people get it, that they got to wear sunscreen. There are a few that's like, well, I don't go outdoors. And I'm like, do you have plants in your house? Yeah. Well, how do you think that they're surviving? The sun's still coming in.
Photosynthesis.
Oh, okay. And and I'm like, it's, you just got to wear sunscreen.
You do,
You're
especially
good.
the layers of the ozone. As we've been proven
Yeah.
over and over,
And I
changes.
tell him, I said, I know that you go out in the car and you cuss me because I preach about sunscreen all the time. But in 20 years, you're going to be calling me, thanking me that I was writing you like I did on the sunscreen. And I'll be waiting for that call. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. I went walking early the other day. I went like at 8 o'clock, and I put sunscreen on my face, and I wear my big hat. I didn't put it on my chest.
Ooh.
And, or you could feel it. So it does. I mean, even myself, and people don't realize chest is part of the face, everybody. Chest, neck, and face all are
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's a lesson I think are a lot
Head
of
to
people
toe, head to toe, just head to toe.
head to
Okay. So you're already just kind of flying through some of these questions. And it's just flowing really nicely. So what is your favorite line with AO Med? I think you probably have already mentioned it, but
My favorite line with AO Med is the peelio. I love it. The peelio line, the
yeah,
IHOP line, or what I call it,
yeah.
the I.
The house, that now you're going to make me hungry. IHOP is the restaurant.
That's what I do, girl. That's how I. Okay, we're
Okay.
gonna say the peelio line.
Yes. Now I feel like I need
Now,
to go get some pancakes. Anyway, good. It's a fantastic line. And I know that you love the Habitox because you've mentioned the gold ampule and the pads. And honestly, even though that's a kind of a separate line, it's still under the Toad Medical Aesthetics.
Yeah, them to hear gold though. I'm not gonna. You know what? That's one thing. I'm like, I'm not selling it to them until they deserve it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so that's why I keep throwing it out there, so they know what because I always say, "Oh, I'm putting gold on you today." And they're like, "What?"
That's awesome. Okay. Um, what are your best sellers with AO Med right now?
My best sellers with AO Med right now are the moisturizer, which is the snail. Like I said, people love that. Oh my God, the number one thing that I cannot keep on the shelf is the stem cell mist. It is by far the best thing that's ever been invented to me. I mean, it keeps you lifted, it keeps you fresh. You can wear it under makeup, you can wear it over makeup, you can spritz all day, and it just keeps you so lifted, so fresh. It's just beautiful
Yeah.
how it does, how it just can. And people don't realize it until they start you, and they're like, oh my God, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what I always tell people too when they're on a budget and they're asking me what to buy. And that's what I sell is the
Good.
stem cell.
Yeah.
Cannot.
That um it's a product that I feel like the more they use it, the more they're going to be in love with it. They're gonna go, where's this been my entire life?
No, it's true. It's, and you just want to, it's like, oh my God, this feels so good. And then you thinking, oh, you have to spritz more, and you don't, because you're like, hey, just, it's immediate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's awesome. Okay. Um, so I kind of want to shift gears a tiny bit
okay.
from product, and I want to kind of get people to see we're setting up an atmosphere. So when they walk in to see you, kind of explain um what your setup is like. Is do you do your practice in your home? Do you have an office space when they walk in? What are they seeing right off the bat?
When you walk into my practice, you're coming into my home, and I have a separate room set up. So as you walk in, it is so peaceful and so beautiful. I have on, dang it. I,
Were you freezing up?
okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Anyway, when you walk into my home, let me not that one. When you walk into my practice, and you walk in the door, there's a nice calming waterfall. I have crystals. I have the beautiful meditative music playing. And then they walk into my room, and then they get the whole atmosphere of just this healing Zen approach. That's what I've been told. That's what I feel. And so it's a very calming Zen atmosphere. And it's like I'm being honest when I say this. It's a therapy session for all of us, because we get to talk life and help each other. So that's how it starts. I start with asking them about themselves, because I need to know what's happening. Again, like I said before, what's happening. And sometimes you have to just let them feel what they need to feel, honor their feelings, and I go from there. But that's pretty much when they walk into the treatment room. It is so calm and zen that a lot of them immediately tell me, "Oh my God, I feel so good. I feel, and so that's a biggest compliment that I continually get with that, because I've asked, and they've always say, "Oh my God, I need to get my gene fix today." And it's not even about getting a treatment; it's just about coming into your area of calmness. And then when they get the treatment, of course, they're like, "Oh my God, I love this." So,
Well, and atmosphere means everything. I mean, the last thing I feel like a client needs is if they're walking in and they just can feel the stress happen.
that
And it's not only stress from us, but it can just be the environment in general. And this is not a slam for anybody that has multiple rooms where they work and there's multiple people doing services. I think
right,
that's great. I think there's more than enough business for everybody, and everybody's going to be attracted to whatever it is. But my practice has always been in my home, and that's
right,
the atmosphere that I try to set up, and I've had people that, because as soon as they walk in the door, they're going downstairs and into the spa, and they'll say similar things like, just being here, is so calming.
Ex-
I'll have either instrumental, worship music on, or some of my favorite is like the nature sound or waterfalls or something. Have that on real low, and atmosphere is everything. They're coming not only for the treatment, but to release some stress. And so if they feel like talking, great. If not, they can just take a nap.
Exactly. And I tell them that I go, the best compliment for me is when I hear you snoring. That is
Exactly.
the compliment in itself. So, and then they feel comfortable and it's like, so it's all good. I
Okay.
love it.
All right. So what kind of moving forward a little bit? Okay. First off, I need to come and see you sometime. Before I came to Colorado Springs, I actually lived in Houston, so I know all about the heat and the humidity. And I remember there was some times in Houston, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die because a lot. It's like I think I have brain damage. I'm pretty sure that I do because of the heat. But anyway, but I do need to come and see you and get a treatment. Austin is one of my favorite cities in Texas. Um,
Girl, we'll hang.
Pardon
We
me?
will, we will hang for
Yeah,
sure. Hang.
yeah. And you need to come and see me
Oh,
too.
I intend to. So definitely.
Okay.
So
So moving forward, what are some goals except, I mean, can you believe we're halfway in the middle of the year already?
yes, because when you hit a certain age, it flies, girl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Growing up, we're like, I can't wait till I'm this age. I can't wait till I'm this age. And now we're like, pump the brakes on that. Um,
Exactly.
so what are some goals that you have coming up this year?
So my
What you would
goals
like to happen?
so my goals for this year are just to really expand with AO Med as far as products and equipment, because like I said, you guys have such an array of fantastic things, and so I'm expanding as far as equipment to continue working with inflammation. And just I love to put things together, like piece things together, cocktail, like I said, because not one size fits all. So I am moving towards the holistic side as well, but also keeping the beautiful stress free of the facials and all of that, because it's a must this day and age with the stress of the world and the environment. And then my door is always open to anybody that needs any kind of stress free, natural healing. I'm never going to sit here and say I'm going to cure people. That's not what I do. That's not what any of us do, not even doctors. So, but I'm here to provide whatever time you are with me, a stress free zone, and to make you and feel your best, to have you feel your best and look your best, because people don't realize it comes from inside and we've reflected on the outside. So I just want them when they're here with me just to be comfortable, let me do what I need to do, which the majority of them do. And then just use the amazing products. I never really have to think about when it comes to AO Med what particular products, because all of them function so well together
Mhm.
that again, at
Yeah.
first when I saw the line, I was like, wait a minute, this is a lot, but it's actually not, because again, you can cocktail and you can do this, and never can you go wrong with
Yeah.
them. So my goal this year is just to continue in the path I am with more vigor, more joy, really, and hopefully providing the best possible uh, attention I can give to people and their needs as far as feeling good about themselves, because it's more than skin, it's deeper than the skin.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
really, really is. It really
so
is. And what you do in your practice is so unique that you are going to be, well, I feel like what everybody does in their practice is unique because we all kind of gravitate to part of our personality, part of what we enjoy doing in the practice. But you are very, very good at what you do. And really, like you say, cocktailing, doing a variety of things in one session, and that's
And
beautiful.
yeah, I'm not only cocktailing with products, I'm also cocktailing with your session, with
Yeah.
what you need. So, I mean, a lot of times I will even do a body scan with biomagnetics just to see, too. Again, I'm focusing on inflammation. So, a lot of times, me scanning the body through biomagnetics and just magnets in themselves helps. And then that's when I can put everything together in peace. And because sometimes it is beyond me, too. And, so I need to see and feel what's happening within to make a difference.
I you just said a buzzword, and I was not planning on diving in to this really heavy, and I still don't want to, because we could talk for weeks on this. But Jean just mentioned something about scanning. And so explain what that is and why that's beneficial in your treatment room.
It's beneficial because, again, I can't keep stressing this. One size does not fit all. Everybody has different things going on. So what I like to do, I usually start at the feet with this, and I see if the feet are even or not, and then I just kind of, it's a body scan that I was trained, so it's not something I can just share with you and, oh, it's this easy, but it's biomagnetics, which I was trained in. So I can see where inflammation is. And this is usually after I do my consultation. I talk so I know what's happening as well. But and then it'll direct me towards where inflammation is. And a lot of times we don't even realize, because we're so much like this, inflammation starts within the lymph and the neck area. So a lot of times I have to drain that out. Even with that, just little bit, it helps just to clear out all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I say body scan, and I can tell a lot of times. Sometimes I don't even have to do biomagnetics. I can just easily, just the touch, just me going around and touching their body, you can sense and you know where it is. And then you ask questions. And a lot of times when they feel you going through their body, they're going to offer information to you because they want to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise they wouldn't have walked in my door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So a lot of the body scanning is first through consultation, and then just my expertise of biomagnetics and feeling, touching them. Sometimes it's not with just touching and feeling. And then as they start feeling your presence and your calmness and your peace, they really want to offer what they're feeling so you can help. So that's the wonderful thing about it. Once you get to know the person's body, and they trust you
Yeah.
because they honestly feel you your compassion, really, your
Yeah.
kindness.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Okay. Now, do you offer any kind of referral programs or anything?
I'm getting ready to start that. I am revamping everything right now just because I want a fresh, new, clean look. We all go through that in life, and right now I am. So I'm going to start certain things, and as I progress with that, I will let you know, and hopefully we'll get to talk again and do the but so yes, I am revamping certain things, just like people interview me, I interview them as well, if we're going to be the best fit for each other, as far as, because again, just because I am been doing this for so long doesn't mean we're going to fit, but I am so great about offering other people for you. So, because I really, there's enough in this universe for everybody, but I want everybody to have the right fit, because that's where your healing process begins.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you know, you've been doing this long enough that it's not about the money. I mean, obviously we got to pay our bills,
Your
um,
bill.
and we can't do it for free. But if we have, and this is one thing that I want everybody to kind of hear out there, that don't water down your services to fit Susie Q's budget.
That's right.
You set it up on, first do some um comparative shopping in your area. What are other people charging for similar services, and adjust accordingly. Um, you know, don't, okay, I should, don't. I mean, I advise is don't undersell your education. Okay.
Ooh,
We're dealing with people that are getting on TikTok and these influencers that are getting paid, have maybe not even used the product, but they're getting paid to sell it. And don't get me started on celebrities that don't know anything about skin, and they're, um,
whole, that is a whole other day, and for us
you
to
know, we have all gone and spent a lot of money on our education, and hopefully we are all staying on top of that. We're investing in our business and in our on our skills, because I felt like this is a very fast moving industry, and if we are not continuing with our continued education, we're going to get left behind, and that's going to
oh,
pass on to our clients. But I really advise you to really take the plunge, and if you need to kind of do, figure out, okay, the price of things continue to go up. When was the last time I raised my rates to adjust
absolutely.
that? And people expect that. And do I say that you double it overnight? But you can, maybe that's not the wisest thing, unless you feel like that's what you want to do, and kind of eliminate some of the people that aren't a good fit anymore. And what I'm trying to get at is you're going to attract the people based on your skill level, your atmosphere, and the rates. Good quality people, and everybody deserves a facial. Okay, everybody deserves a facial. But what Jean mentioned a while ago is that sometimes it's not going to be a good fit. If there's going to be someone that's going to go, what kind of discount? What can you give me for free? Can I just have this? They're probably not going to be a good fit for you. Let them go to Ulta, or some of these other places that you know
That's it. Well, actually, one of my clients it was a matter of fact just last week, and she, when she was leaving, and she was buying all her products and her treatment, it wasn't cheap, okay, and so anyway, I'm like, oh, oh, wait, oh, you wanted this too? Oh, let me. She was just tell me the price. She goes, you're worth every penny, and you need to know that.
yeah.
I wouldn't have asked you for the products, and I wouldn't have asked for the service if you weren't. And that's the mentality we have to have too, because you're absolutely correct. A lot of times people want to take from us. Well, I'm willing to give, but I'm not going to give away me to just anybody anymore.
Hmm.
So it's a fit now. And that's why I said I interview as well as you interview me. And if I'm not the right fit for you, there is somebody else. But what I offer is golden. You will find nobody else like me. You will, we're all individuals. We all have our special skills about us. And so that's what I'm saying. Not anybody can just walk in here and fit in. And that works for me too. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm trying to establish, more of a community to where you feel safe coming, where you can come and tell me what is it. You're at Skincare, and it's like whatever happens here stays here kind of
Yeah,
thing. I'm like,
exactly.
it's a trust. It's a complete trust and a confidence, and I do give them that. So again, am I going to apologize for my prices? Absolutely not, because it's worth every penny, and I intend to make you feel like you're worth every penny, and you
Hmm.
are.
Hmm. Yep.
Yes, there's, so it's taken us along, with all the good treatments. Just my clients heal me as much as I heal them, as far as mentally and emotionally. So, because we do offer that. So, it does need to be a good fit for everybody, because nobody should be apologizing for something there's nothing to apologize for.
Exactly. exactly. And you do a very good job on suggesting that this is what they need to use at home. And for those of you out there that are listening to this, and maybe you're not selling a lot of product, let's kind of chat about that. Why? Because they're using something at home, whether
Right.
it's lava soap or olive oil or whatever the case may be. And that's where more education for me is going to help with that. You can reach out to me anytime and I can help you with that if you're not understanding some of the product, or what are some products that you can suggest that they use at home that's really going to be a good value and cover a lot of concerns that they have. Let's talk about that, because
Okay.
you want to help them keep those results going. And I know that you have a client coming, so we probably need to be wrapping this up a little bit. Is there anything that you want to add before
Um,
we go?
no, as far as selling the products, the other product that I absolutely love and I cannot keep is the serums.
Mm,
I mean those are so amazing, and I do like to needle or to use RF with those as well. But the home treatment of those you cannot go wrong with.
mhm.
Um, People love the consistency of them, and plus it's a drink of water for your skin. Who
Yeah, it
doesn't
really
that?
is.
Price point on those, you cannot beat that, so the serums I love. Again, it just depends your skin type and what you want. A lot of people don't want to have to do so much, so a lot of times it's education of the best time to use the products in the evening versus what to use in the day, and the day for me is usually less than the evening treatment. But so I do offer education, of course, and then with the products as well. But so far, the products now we're going, and the sunscreens, the cushion sunscreen. My God, love it.
Good. Yeah, that's one of those multi-purpose products for sure.
Absolutely. And like I haven't even been out today. And so I have it on today, and I love it because it's like if you're wearing, I feel like I'm wearing foundation because it soothes out. It's zinc, for God's sake. It's a healing property.
Yeah.
So it just soothes things out. And it just, so again, I mean, once people start putting it on them, and sometimes a lot of times too, after the treatment, if they're going back to work or something, I will have them, like I'll put the nice sunscreen on them, or I'll get them set up so they can see themselves, but not put on so much makeup. And it's fantastic. So they can see that they can go from this to this. There's no downtime. If there is downtime, I let them know in regards to the downtime, but and all the products will fit in with everything that's just been done. So
Okay. Well, Jean, we love you. You know, you're awesome. You know, I love you. We could just spend weeks on end chatting because we have so much in common. And I'm thankful that the Lord brought you into my life when he did.
yes,
And we crossed paths when we did. And I was super excited to interview you because I wanted everybody to see just how special and unique that you are and what you're doing in your practice. And I hope that people were able to really see the passion that you have for your clients, the industry, and that kind of gets them thinking and motivates them to maybe sit down and reevaluate what they're doing in their practice, and does they're doing
absolutely.
any changes. Self-evaluation is a good thing, people. It really is a good thing.
You
um,
mentioned industry because it is great to have a community of support
yeah.
because it is a big business, as we know, and it is cutthroat. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to surround yourself with positive people that support you because
Yeah,
there's enough for everybody.
there really is. There really, really is. And so anyway, love you, girl, and I appreciate you. And
We'll talk
Yeah,
soon and
we will talk soon.
all right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
have a blessed day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.